Welcome everyone to the Week 13 of the Sharp Pick. I'm Jordan Sharp. Week 12 is in the books, and with the exception of just a few games, almost all of the Week 13 lines are out and ready for the taking. And now there are several really good games this week as we are almost done with Thursday night games and making our push into the final weeks of the regular season. However, there is still a Thursday night game, and we'll start there with the Atlanta Falcons hosting the New Orleans Saints. Now the spread has opened at -3.5 in favor of the Falcons, and I think you can expect that spread to stay right around there. The public is obviously very heavy on the Saints, but I think that's more just because I think it's more of an illusion. I think both of these teams have been playing pretty bad recently. However, if the game was in New Orleans, I think the spread would be somewhat similar to what it is now, except for New Orleans being the home team. They would probably be favored by around -2.5 or -3.5. So in my eyes, this is a tough number between these two teams because they're both struggling. Neither one is really excelling over the other one. So I think at this time you have to lay off until you see further movement on that spread. Chicago Bears are hosting the Seattle Seahawks, and right now only a few lines are out, and right now it looks like the Bears are -3.5 or -4 in favor of the Seahawks, and that could be huge value here early in the week because of some news that just broke last night. Seattle's two top corners were busted for PED usage, while they're appealing this 4-game suspension that they received, which means they could play this week. There also could be a ruling on that appeal this week as well, so it could be either upheld, and they won't be able to play, or it could be diminished or lessened, and they wouldn't be able to play likely if it was held this week. So with that in mind, I think there might be some very early week value, and it might be worth a flyer or two on the Bears here, just in case those two are suspended, because one of them is a Pro Bowler, and both of them are the reason Seattle is a top 5 team, a top 5 defense. San Francisco 49ers are -7 heading into St. Louis this week to face the Rams. The 49ers have been playing very well. As you saw this past week, they beat the Saints. And I think that this number might come up just a little bit, maybe a half point or a 1.5. I can't see it settling right at 7 because the books don't want to deal with a push in this game, because I think this is going to take heavy action because the public will obviously like the 49ers. So look forward to settle around -7.5 towards the end of the week. I expect people to be heavy on the 49ers, but if it gets too big, I can also see people betting back down the Rams as big home underdogs. There's only one book right now that has the line out between the Carolina Panthers and the Kansas City Chiefs, and right now it's at -1 in favor of the road Panthers. They're obviously waiting for the Monday Night Football game between the Eagles and the Panthers. However, I think the Panthers are going to handle themselves rather well in that game and in this game, and even though the Chiefs are 1-9, they are a little bit better than what they appear, especially on defense. And a team like Carolina should not be more than a field goal favorite here on the road in Kansas City. A very tough place to play in Arrowhead, so look for it to stay probably around that 1 or 2 point number in favor of the Panthers, pending the Monday Night Football game. Jacksonville is a +6 underdog against the Buffalo Bills this week, and even though the Bills lost this past week, they're still looking a lot better week to week. Their defense is starting to look a lot better. Their offense has struggled, but still produces most of the time. And the Jacksonville Jaguars have been surprising over the last 2 weeks thanks to their newfound quarterback, Chad Henne. Well, not really newfound. However, there might be value here on the Jags +6, so take a look at it because I'm not quite sold the Buffalo Bills should be this high of a favorite against the Chad Henne Jacksonville Jaguars. The New England Patriots and Miami Dolphins line from Miami is all over the place. Right now, early in the week, it's anywhere between -7 and -9 in favor of the Patriots on the road. Look for that one to settle probably in between or on the high side of that one because you know the public's going to like New England no matter what because the Dolphins are struggling a lot right now. So take a look at that one, but be careful. Wait until it settles a little bit. The Tampa Bay Bucks are a +6.5 underdog in the Mile High city of Denver this week, and this should be one of the better games of the week, and it's a later game, and it should have plenty of offense between these two teams. Now, I expect Peyton Manning obviously should have this edge here, but don't be surprised if you see some even action in this game, maybe even favoring the Bucks, pushing this number down just a little bit, but no more than a half point or a full point. Finally, Monday Night Football should be an extremely good game as well as the New York Giants head into Washington to face the Redskins. This number right now looks like it's going to open around -2.5 in favor of the road Giants. However, I have seen it as low as a pick'em as well. So not a lot of books have the line up as of now, but look for it to be a little less than a field goal here in favor of the Giants on the road because it does look like the Redskins could be the real deal this season and could challenge them for that NFC East title. That'll do it for the Monday edition. Make sure you check back daily for my blog updates all throughout the week, recapping all the week's line movement in review. And until next week, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been Week 13's edition of The Sharp Pick.